welcome in, my friend. Thank you for the resub. I really appreciate it. Yay! How are you? You good? Look at the smile you bring to my face. Look how big it is. You just woke up. Well, good morning. Would you like to start the day with an intuitive reading? I'm doing oracle cards today. I often will start with a meditation, but since it's the evening time, I thought I'd turn up the music a little bit and do oracle cards. All right. So, do you want a general reading, or would you like to ask a specific question? So that's the first thing you have to do. Second thing you have to do is tell me, is the music a good volume? Can you hear both the music and my voice without too much trouble? Okay. Roger that. Perfect. All right. So, we're going to do a reading for my lovely friend Jit. Dearest Divine, we do ask that you give us any messages, images, sounds, words that we need to impart to Jit today. Ooh. So this is a card. We're getting She-Wolf. Rawr. Unleash the wild within. So you'll note a few things about this card, and it's pretty cool that this has come in as a full moon because it's a full moon tomorrow. And yeah, you're always wild, but there's a real message here since it's a she-wolf and not a he-wolf. It's a message about embracing your feminine side, but also balancing with your masculine side. Now, the other thing about wolves is they can often go it alone. And if there's something that you really want to do upcoming, but you're having a hard time getting your significant other or friends to be interested, the message is go it alone. You will either meet friends there or you will be fulfilled, and so to go it alone. So even though you can be in a pack and you certainly have enough friends for it, there are some things in life it's just telling you to really go after things that really light you up or feel electric. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm gleaning from the card. Now what I'm going to do is put it up to my third eye and see what I pull down. So the first thing that came in was like a really big leaf. So it's usually a leaf means growth, that there's an opportunity for growth. It's a big, beautiful, vibrant leaf. And it showed up on your, let's see, if I'm reading you, it would be your right side. So typically, no, sorry, your left side. So typically if it's seen in the left, that means it's something in the near future. There will be an opportunity for growth for you in the near future. So, and near is feeling like 3 to 5 weeks. So just to keep your senses open to any opportunities of growth that might come in your path, or sometimes how I feel it is there might be something that someone brings to me and I feel fear as my first reaction. I've started running towards that because that usually means it's an opportunity for growth, and that if you can get over the fear and realize that this person has asked you for a reason, they think you're competent and they have confidence in you. And I'm not saying this is exactly how it's going to be presented to you, but this is something that's often happened to me in the past where people have come to me with really unique opportunities and I've been fearful, and some of the time I've actually run from them and said no, and I've regretted it almost every time. But if I move towards it and say, okay, just one step at a time, first step is saying yes, second step is taking one step in the planning and preparing each day. So just, looking for opportunities for growth that might be coming in your path in the very near future, 3 to 5 weeks. And then the first message that came in was balancing your masculine and feminine sides. And that can be, so feminine typically is emotions. Typically it would be like creativity, nurturing, might be associated with more like family and home, whereas masculine might be your career, money, deep passion, those types of things. So that's kind of what that is. And then the message was might be something that really inspires you to go out and do, and you might have to go it alone in that particular case. So that's the first thing I pulled down. Let me see if I can get anything else for you. There's something that kind of looks like an arrow. It kind of looks like an arrow like sticking out of the ground, and it's pulsing a little, like it's just recently gone into the ground. It's quivering is the right word. It's kind of like, I'm getting the vibe like you might have to give someone an ultimatum, like you're putting a line in the sand on a way that they've been treating you or a way that they've been rigid to your needs. So yeah, it feels like, so you're on this side of the arrow and someone else or something else, some sort of situation in your life is on the other side of this arrow, and you were kind of like saying enough is enough, I'm drawing a line in the sand. If my terms aren't met, we may go our separate ways, that kind of thing. What I can find in most scenarios when I really speak my truth in these matters in a place of love and honesty, usually things resolve themselves pleasantly, and the person realizes like, oh, I didn't realize this was so important to you. Of course, if it means that much. And these could all be the same thing. They could all be one and the same situation. I'm not 100%. I'm not getting 100% certainty on that. But there is a way we can ask. So this is what we call a pendulum. I release conscious control of this pendulum. We are asking a question for Jit, my friend. Are the 3 circumstances I just mentioned in his reading? Oh, before I ask the question, show me my yes. Show me my no. Okay, so I'm not sure if you noticed that, but my yes is left, right. My no, when I say it, it changes. It's forward and backwards. So are these 3 scenarios that I mentioned in Jet's reading one and the same? And it says no. Pretty quickly it said no. So you've got a few interesting things coming up in your life, so keep your eyes peeled for those. Do you have any follow-up questions? And as you know, it takes about 15 seconds for your message to come to me, so I'll wait. And the interesting thing is I kind of felt the movement before I even saw the arrow quivering. Like when I pulled down the leaf, there was also like a little bit of movement. So it kind of feels like there's some shifting happening in your life. Like you're shedding some old patterns of not speaking up for yourself, some old patterns of blockages in your throat chakra. And you're starting to realize that you can still be love and give love while also standing up for yourself and your own needs. And I'd love to hear if any of this resonates with you. What I said, all of it? So since there's no one else on, I can go ahead and keep reading. I can pull you even more cards. I'd love to pull a love card for you if you're into it. You will say one thing. You hope nothing bad happens to you. Well, none of these things are inherently bad. And if I got something bad, I would certainly tell you. It's more about being in balance and flow and living your truth and not being afraid to speak your truth and go do what you need to do to make your dreams come true without having to be held up by the obstacles or outcomes put on you by others, if that makes sense. So it's more about stepping into your truth and authenticity and moving towards what inspires you and not sacrificing stuff that you would love for the needs of others. I know how generous you are, and I think the universe is just saying you can be generous, but also stand up for yourself and what you need to be truly happy. And they're just saying you will only be stronger if you step into that power. So I don't think it's a matter of anything bad happening. I think it's a matter of beautiful change and growth. Hey, what's up, Soraya? Oh, I don't know if you're one of those people that don't like me to use names, so I won't. Eflux girl, what up? So I was just giving Jet a reading. Do you guys know each other? Please say you do, because you're both such beautiful humans. So tonight, normally I do a guided meditation and then kind of move into some themes and then do oracle cards at the end. But tonight, since it's an evening show, I thought I would just do oracle readings. So if you would like a reading, I would certainly be happy to oblige. I was just kind of wrapping up Jit's reading and allowing him to ask questions. So just as a recap, Jit, there's something fun. I get the sense that it's very fun upcoming that you'd really like to do, but that for some reason on this particular evening, you're not going to get anyone to go with you. So instead of sacrificing the joy that you would have by going, just go alone. Be a wolf. Be the wolf. And then, balancing your feminine, masculine qualities. Again, and the thread I'm really pulling out of that is standing up for yourself and really being in touch with your true wants and desires and standing up for them. giving them an equal place in all conversations. And then with the leaf, it was you're going to have an opportunity to grow. And I see that as something very exciting. Something is going to come to you in the next 3 to 5 weeks that's going to give you the opportunity to expand your current skill set. And so, yeah, that's great news, right? And then the third thing that came in was the quivering arrow sticking in the ground. And that, to me, felt very much like you're drawing a line in the sand on what you will and won't accept from this particular relationship. And I think I get the sense that it's a relationship where you've often sacrificed your needs for their needs, and it's kind of become an unconscious habit, but not out of any ill will or anything like that. It's just you've been gracious enough to let this person shine, but it's time to kind of bring that back into more balance. And so again, it's just really about balancing the masculine and feminine, speaking your truth, opening that throat chakra up, and really getting in touch with what fuels you, what excites you. Are there ways that you could be even more happy than you currently are? And then moving towards those. And I'm getting a very strong, like, communication vibe. Like, this is not only you getting in touch with your deepest desires and needs, but then communicating those to the outside world, to your closest friends, to your significant other, to your family. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, of course I have time, girl. So I'm working with, I've started tonight with Kyle Gray. It's kind of Celtic themes, Angels and Ancestors, Oracle Card Guidebook. And he is a beautiful, beautiful, big, tall drink of water from Scotland. He has a really thick, throaty accent. I cannot do the Scottish accent. I can try. But he, it goes by Kyle Gray UK on social media, and he's really awesome. If you can go follow him. He is a specialist in connecting with angels and angel guides. It's pretty cool stuff. And he teaches classes on how you can do it too, which is really cool. I actually paid for one of his classes last year, and I still haven't taken it. I need to sit down and take it. Okay, so I'm shuffling for you, my dear. Yeah, he's great, and he's so cute. He's got like tons of tattoos, and he has these beautiful eyes. I don't know. He might be gay. I don't care. I'm still a dirty old woman. Okay, so we're asking that we can pull down a message for today for Soraya. And Soraya, let me know if you want a general reading or if you have a specific question that you'd like to ask. This is a great opportunity to ask. So one of the things I am offering tonight, and sorry, Jit, I didn't offer this to you because you said general so quickly, but I can do 3-card readings tonight, and the questions would be around the full moon tomorrow. So what do I need to let go of? What do I need to embrace? And what do I need to, types of questions like, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to embrace? What is the major theme of this next full moon phase? That kind of thing. Aw, good. So, yeah, Jet, I know you've been in here before, but a lot of times I stream at lunch, and I know it's a slightly harder time of day for you to jump on, and now you know some of what I do on here. all things metaphysical. Sometimes it's sound healing. I've got several instruments and various tools and stuff. And so sometimes I'll do a little of that, playing the bowls. Sometimes it's kind of more party vibe tonight, like oracle readings. And I also do like Reiki healing for the masses. So if you need any healing or blessings for anyone, you can certainly put those in chat, and I will do a group blessing as well. And for Christmas, I am actually getting a DJ deck. So I will be starting to DJ, and I have started creating playlists, and I am very excited about that. I do want to be on Twitch more often, but I've had so my goal of the whole last year was unconditional love. Really thoroughly understanding, knowing, and being unconditional love. So seeing past people's obstacles, past their faults, into just seeing and absorbing them in their most natural, raw, and beautiful state, and then offering my guidance, my love, my healing to the situation as much as I could, and still keep my own strength intact. And it was a huge, huge, huge thing. Like, once you start asking for these things from the universe, they'll bring it on. So they put the tap on pretty heavy with situations where I needed to provide unconditional love, and showing me how when you're open to that, and you're open to being a guide, a transitional guide for people, which is kind of one of my specialties, is helping people through life transitions. There's a lot of in and out in your life. That sounds very dirty. I need a bell for every time I accidentally say something dirty. But one of these things was a person came into my life, and it was right before they would sell their business, get kicked out of their apartment, and need a place to live. And so I stepped up and said, hey, okay, you can live at my house short term. It's now been 5 months. And so I've had a person in my office / streaming space living here. And so I haven't been able to stream because he's been living and working in my studio. So that's kind of that story as to why I really haven't been on much lately. But I see that coming to an end in the near future. So I think I'll be able to stream more often. Woo woo. All right. So we are asking for... Oh, so Soraya, sorry, general reading, or did you have a specific question, or did you want the full moon 3-card reading? I need to eat more potato chips or something fatty. I feel like I'm getting so thin that all the lines in my face are showing. Some of them are dimples, but okay, that's fine. All right. So we're asking beautiful source, angels, and anyone who would like to chip in for words, symbols, sounds, colors, shapes, any sort of guidance that Soraya could use at this particular time in her life. Well, potato chips are like, I don't know if you guys know this, but during COVID, I said my gimme is going to be as many and as often potato chips as I want. And so I kind of got used to having like a half bag or a full bag of potato chips like every day or every other day. And I will proudly announce that has not ended since COVID kind of slowed down, or we're not calling it a pandemic anymore. It's just kind of infused into our lives. But so have potato chips. So I love them. I'm 63% Irish and love potatoes in any and all ways that they come. So, potato sister! Woo! Yeah, and I don't drink alcohol. When you extend far enough on your spiritual journey, your body will stop tolerating alcohol and even sugar. Your body will just start to say no. Because in order to keep your spiritual channel open and as clear as possible, you want to have a clean body. Um, so, as Jit knows, I do a lot of the weed, but no drinking for this girl. And so maybe I should do potato chip cheers on the channel. I'll just keep a bowl over here and be like, okay, time for a cheers. I also need to add a cat emote. What the hell am I doing? I don't have a cat emote? Come on. I'm like the cat lady OG. Potato chips are for life. I mean, and if you ever made them homemade, OMG. So good. Okay, so anyway, you got one of my really favorite cards, and considering where you live in the world, this is kind of perfection. It's the Elder, Move Beyond Ancestral Patterns, and you've definitely got an Aboriginal from your neck of the woods coming in there. And so Move Beyond Ancestral Patterns, the Elder, and there are all sorts of animals in the card: turtles, lizards, kangaroos, and they are like dotted out in kind of like energy, which is really cool. And then of course he's all, you know, colored up too in a ritualistic way. Uh-oh. We got some sketch balls here. Let me see how I ban. Delete message. And then, sorry gang. Okay, so hopefully that's banned now. All right. So, okay, so also there's a, he's got a wooden staff and both hands are kind of clinging to it in this picture. So that's kind of what's going on in the picture. And my reading of this is, so one thing that is really cool about the time we're in right now is that we're in something called the Great Awakening or the Golden Age. And I don't know if you've noticed how mainstream like spirituality has become, and like Zen practices, and if you've had friends that have left their corporate jobs to pursue their passions, or if more men in your life have become like started embracing their emotions or their feminine side more. But this is definitely happening, and it's happening in a very broad sweep across the globe. Now, there's a lot of people that are not attuned to this, and so there's all those people will continue to toil. So there will be a lot more gross and dark stuff at the same time. There's always balance. As there's more light, there's probably going to be more dark, right? So the people that get to be here in this time on the planet are here for that great awakening. They have been basically admitted in their reincarnation to be here at this very time, including yourselves, to be a part of this great awakening. And a part of the reason that we reincarnate is to clear karma. And part of it's our own, part of it's all the karma in our soul's cycles of all of our past lives and all of our future lives in the multiverse. A lot of crazy stuff here, but stay with me. And your ancestral patterns. So if there's ever some patterns in your life or karma in your life that you don't understand, sometimes they're either related to a past life experience, or they could be related to an ancestral experience, an experience that your soul didn't even experience, but it's just attached to you via your ancestral line. So just like debt, how if I die, my loved ones or my significant other could potentially inherit my debt. You can inherit karma or ancestral things, mostly karma. So I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying you're here to clear it. You're here to clear some of their karma. So you're learning lessons more likely that they didn't get around to learning or didn't fully learn in their lifespan, and you have the opportunity to learn and flesh those. And when I've recently cleared 300 to 500 years of karma in an energy session, it's a new energy healing modality that's super, super new called the Christic Energy System, KES. And clearing 300 to 500 years of trauma in one afternoon was insane. There were literally like gold threads in my vision all in the room. My whole body was like electric. I almost felt like I was like levitating off my bed. And I just got super emotional. And I just knew that my health was going to be dramatically better from that point onward. So this card is saying move beyond ancestral patterns. So basically you're in a place to shed a bunch of that kind of karma. And yeah, super cool. Good, good, good. So I want to tell you another thing. So every eclipse that we've had in our lifetime, and every full moon that we've had in our lifetime, has an energy, and that energy, like most things, is compounding. So if each full moon is getting more intense for you, that can be intense in a good way or intense in a bad way. And if you're feeling like the full moons, that really means you're starting to get in alignment with, your true aligned, both spiritual and human being, and earth and sky. So that's a good sign. And a full moon, especially this one, it's because it's the last one of the calendar year, it is the strongest. And so it's a really good time to shed. And so if you have time tonight or tomorrow night, it would be a really good time to do what we call free journaling, where you just write down everything that comes to you without stopping to think about it, just writing. Or you can do this as a meditation, and you sit there and you just ask, what needs to be released? What of my ancestral karma or lineage needs to be released? And you just sit there. You just sit there until something comes. It could be an image, it could be words, anything. And if nothing comes, even the practice is good nature. It tells the universe that you're ready for this clearing, and it'll find ways to bring it in front and center in front of you over the next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks during this full moon release cycle. So nothing major. It's just asking you to tap into your ancestral lineage and clear it. But usually the universe only gives us what it knows we can handle. So have faith in that. And yeah, I want you to really, so he's holding this staff, right, with both hands. I want you to get in a place that makes you feel really, really grounded and comfortable and safe. And then really try and tap into whatever comes and say, I'm open to release this now. And at the end of each piece that comes up, take a moment to take a deep, deep breath all the way into your head space and all the way out to your root chakra or Mother Earth and say, it is done, it is done, it is done, or and so it is. You know, clapping, snapping, anything like that. This is why people used to clap at performances. Well, people do, but this is why it started. Because in pagan societies and pre-spiritual spirits before that, clapping is a clearing of energy. So it's not only a clearing of energy, but it's a raising of energy and vibration. So it was a beautiful gesture to kind of wrap a program. So any of those things, but 3 is kind of the magic number when you do that. Yeah, I'm feeling like super magically charged from this moon because I'm a Sagittarius and my moon sign is Gemini, and that's the conjunction that we're in. So I feel like super charged, like I could go run a marathon without training or something. But and my husband's a Gemini, and so yeah, both of us are. He's been feeling really intense anxiety, but also for this moon, it's an ending of cycles that would have started last May. So if you can remember last May, like around Memorial Day, if you started any cycles, those will be coming to their resolution. And it doesn't necessarily mean like someone will go out of your life, but it will mean that if you guys set off on a new path at that time, this will be fully anchored in. Awesome, all the Gemini energy. So that's probably why you're feeling this one so intently, because for the Geminis or for your sun sign, it's asking you to shed light on things that are ready to be released or let go of. So everything's all in alignment for you, chickadee, and just notice what you're noticing without judging it, because even the bad feelings are had for a reason, and if we can bring the light into them and respect them as notifications or alert systems to our system that we need to process and release and expand, then they become opportunities for growth instead of opportunities for fear or pain, or to shy away from, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's the initial part of the reading. I haven't even pulled down anything from source yet. I mean, consciously. So the words that came down were sight for change. So I'm going to write it in the chat. And what I'm getting from this is, I mean, I could read it in one way that's like, expand your mind, expand your crown chakra, and really be open to the possibility of change. But I think that this is a change you've already had in mind, and I get the idea that it's maybe for your move. But you, it seems so difficult and so far away that you've kind of like not let yourself be excited about it as much. When Source wants you to do the opposite. Oh, so in manifesting, working with the laws of abundance that are inherent to all of us, if we can just get out of our own ways and tap into them, the more excitement that you carry around your dream, around change that you'd like to see in your life, the higher your vibration is to match that change. So instead of getting held up by the how is this going to happen? I've got to do all these things. What I would encourage you to do is tap into that excitement. Like when you first decided on the change, and I'm hoping you know the kind of change I'm talking about, because I feel like you have something big in mind, and I feel like it's in conjunction with your relationship, your love life, and a potential move. So the divine says, spend time in that energy every day. Spend time in the excitement of that energy, the passion of the reason that you want it so much, and really visualize it. Paint it in color. Put timelines on it. Mark it in your calendar. Like, show the universe how ready you are from where you are. Just do what you can to move one step every single day, even if it's the tiniest little step in the direction of that change that you'd like to see in your life. So if it is a move, start to purge your place of anything you don't need or don't want to move with. Start to empty junk mail out right away when you get it. It can be little things, even like that. It can be as much as writing down the change every single day in a journal in just one paragraph, reading it out loud to the universe. It can be putting up a picture of, your future location, or and looking at it every day. So just some sort of practice that you can do every day to put you in the excited vibration of that change that you'd like to see. So does that, how does that feel? And the fact that they use the word sight, I kind of think it's like set your sights on something, get more specific about your goal or the change that you'd like to see. I think the universe is really challenging you to start visualizing it more. Yeah, and then the next image I pulled down was just like a bright red arrow pointing in this direction. And let's see, if I'm you, that is pointing left, which is pointing in the direction of the future. So they are hammering home that message. Are you still here? Did I freeze? Is that okay? Yeah, I can see that. I mean, yeah. Well, there's a million ways to level it up, girlfriend. I cover them weekly when I do stream. And I actually just got a new certification in dream building, working with the laws of the universe to achieve your dreams, to raise your vibration. So if you or anyone you know would like that kind of guidance, that is exactly what I am offering. Now, I do it for free on my channel, but I also do one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and then vision workshops too. I did a vision workshop last week, or a dream building strategy session, and I'll probably do another one of those before the end of the year. But yeah, you want to live in the vibration that you want to be in, and you want to act. You want to take the actions in your life, be doing the type of stuff that you'd like to be doing in the future. And if you can't, do what you can from where you are. So yeah, like, putting up an image of where you'd like to move. practice feeling the type of feelings you'd like to feel when you do move. Start, if it's a move, purging the house, not collecting, not taking on any more junk. There's tons of things that you can do. The journaling, the feeling, the vision exercises, really tapping into source energy, and really just noticing what you're noticing and trying not to judge it, not to question it. Don't live in the how, live in the what. Like, ask a lot of what questions. And, the first one being, what would I love? And, the way that I got my psychic gifts was I meditated on asking the universe to help me make better decisions. And I used the word intuition. And every day for about a year or 6 months, I guess, I meditated asking Source for better intuition. And I guess I wasn't clear enough because I got psychic gifts instead of, all I was looking for is a better way to make decisions and feel comfortable making decisions, because as a Sagittarius, I'm a little spazzy. I always worried about making the best decision and going in, having the most fun, because I'm such a spaz and I'm so interested in so many things. And so, yeah, anything is possible if you, and especially getting in an everyday pattern of working with your dreams and visioning in some way every day is really phenomenal. A good story you can go check out is Jim Carrey's story. So he wrote himself $1 million check, and he kept it in his wallet, and he looked at it every day. And every day when he was just not even getting paid to act yet, he was just doing like classes, he would drive up to the Hollywood Hills and imagine that he lived in one of these houses. And he would sit up there until he really felt as if he was really immersed in that experience. And he was the first actor, I believe, in Hollywood to actually get paid $1 million check for a movie, and especially so early in his career. And honestly, the only thing that you can control is what you bring to the world, and you can't really control, well, that's not true. You can control almost everything, and I use control sparingly because I don't necessarily like that word, but you can create your own outcomes. But you have to make this a priority, to spend time with your dream every day, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what your outcomes are, not letting other things get in the way. And if you do let other things get in the way, catching that, noticing what you're noticing and course correcting it in the moment, and course correcting any negative thoughts that you have about yourself, and realizing that's ego trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you from change. And it always flares up when you're about to make a really good step, a really good level up. It's always really dark. I don't want to say always, but it can be really dark and challenging right before you level up, because your paradigm gets really rowdy. So just know that if your paradigm starts acting up and you start thinking, this is impossible, I could never do that, I'm not strong enough, then your paradigm's scared, and it means you're really close to a breakthrough. So it actually, when your paradigm acts up a lot, it's usually a good thing. You just have to see it as that and pause it, take a deep breath, say, nope, I am worthy, I got this, I would love this in my life, and I'm going to make it happen. So just, you hear all this stuff about positive mental attitude, but all these years later, they taught that a lot in the late 70s and early 80s, and even in the 90s here in America, there was like this whole FISH program, this FISH philosophy, FISH. I don't remember what it stands for, but it's something about positivity. And but it all these years later, it really is true. It is really a true, beautiful gift. And if you can just try and override any of those negative thoughts as well. Anyway, so that is, I should probably stop there. It's such a spaz. Yeah, I really need to stream more so I can get more people on. Hey, I got a few lurkers. Nice. Hey, you lurkers. What's up? Hey, if any of you lurkers would like a reading, just chip in on the chat. I'm ready for my next reading. If not, I can move into a guided meditation or talk about more of the energy of this full moon that's coming in tomorrow. Yeah, you're welcome. Always a pleasure to spend time with your energy. And, you know, I really, you have, having read your aura, you really have this beautiful, 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 complex, you're very beautiful and complex, and you're a very old soul. I mean, you got the elder card. So you know all this. You do. It's right in there. You just have to tap into it. Every time we're born into this world, unfortunately, part of our burden is to forget everything we know. We have to show our worthiness and relearn or uncover, unbury all of our gifts. And you have a lot of gifts. And I really got the sense when I did your reading that you were some sort of sorceress, priestess in your past life. And I'm not sure I actually put that in your write-up. Sometimes they get like bogged down in all the stuff that are in the actual portrait. But I do feel a very royal vibe from you. So I feel like in one of the ancient civilizations, you were in one of the royal courts. All right, no one else is chiming in, so I think I will, let's actually finish this with, yeah, good. I encourage all of that, and it'll just get easier and easier as people like me raise the vibration of the earth and humanity. I mean, I have so many friends that are working with the earth's vibration now to raise it, to heal it. And there's, I mean, when you start going down this path, there is an endless amount of things to learn. And yeah, email me. I would love to hear it. You know, so often I spend hours doing an aura reading for someone and I never hear anything back. Oftentimes I ship them off, you know, I get commissioned, I ship them off, and I never hear anything. And, you know, what I like to imagine is that they share their glee and delight with their closest loved ones. But what I should start manifesting is that I hear back from all my clients so I can know. And I really thank you for the post that you did. That was super cool. And yeah, I recently did an event and I read auras all day and it was so beautiful but so exhausting. And I really don't charge enough because I mean, I spent like 5 hours on a woman's just the write-up today because I'd done the reading live, and when I'm doing them live, it's hard to write all the notes down, so I basically kind of redo the reading and then type it up and do research and research advice. And but it is so great when I get feedback. It is absolutely just warms my heart. So I appreciate that. And what I would say for you, Soraya, if you really do want to dive in even further, there are so many resources. So I have some gurus that are just magic. They have so much wisdom and knowledge. Um, so they're at twinray.com, and I'll write that in. So these are my gurus, and they offer a lot of courses that are amazing. So when I released that 300 to 500 years of ancestral trauma and karma, that was one of their systems, the Christic energy system. And if you ever want to try one of those sessions, I can put you through to one of my practitioners, and they're amazing. So I do Reiki. So Reiki was one of the foremost healing modalities until this Christic energy system came about. And I'm hoping I'm not losing too many people, but the Fibonacci sequence, if you know that, it's the spiral that kind of looks like a shell, but it shows up in so many of our mathematical equations, and aligns with what people are finding out about space, and also aligns with a lot of things in nature. That's expired. So started in 2012, we started ushering in a new spiral, which is the Christic spiral. And there's more space in this one. And if you watch any space shows like I do, I love to get stoned and watch space shows. It's so much fun. Space is expanding. Even we were expanding during COVID, social distancing. We were getting more space. We were decluttering our minds. We were touching back into the very basics of how we survive. So anyway, I could talk all of your ears off about all of these things, but I often feel like no one's out there. So I really appreciate Soraya and Jet for participating in the chat. If the rest of you that are observing would like to put anything in the chat or ask for a reading, that's really cool. If not, I will probably jump off soon. Yeah, and before too long, you'll be uncovering all this stuff like me, and you really have to get comfortable with it and speaking about it. And I really I had a sore throat and like a hoarse, scratchy throat for like 2 years during my awakening, because I was nervous to kind of talk about my gifts and what I was going through with some people, and nervous to I had a major Kundalini awakening last year, and this is embarrassing, but my sexuality really reemerged and reawakened, and it's really fun. I'm like I said, I'm a dirty old woman now, but you really have to embrace it. I mean, you either go backwards and ignore it, move away from it, or you embrace it and you keep moving forward. And what I can tell you is it's not an easy journey, but it's very exciting. You'll never run out of things to learn and be fascinated by, and you really will start to believe in magic and miracles. And I don't know if it's just a perception change, that you come to it with a different mind's eye, or if it really is a miracle. But I do believe that manifesting is possible. And I've manifested free hotel rooms, free parking when I go to events, without making plans. I'll just decide the day before, oh, I'm going to go to that conference. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it or where I'm going to stay, but I'm just going to go. I've totally manifested free stuff. The universe will reward you if you take leaps of faith and if you take what I call divine action. So thinking of what you would love and then just doing it. Not worrying, not letting obstacles or what ifs or buts get in the way. Just taking confident action in the direction of those dreams. So Yeah, I wish we lived closer. It'd sure be fun to get together and um, hang out with you and listen to music and talk all things magic. Um, oh, I'm very grateful for you. I love that I've met so many cool people that have really been game to explore these things and to explore like deeper relationships. That's one thing that like the practice of unconditional love has really, I mean, I was always super social and loved to meet new people, but now I feel very free to explore those relationships and like not let them just stop in a brief moment of enjoyment, but like to carry them on without worrying how it happens. Um, and you're one of those people. I really hope that our relationship can grow and um, get over here, get stateside, girlfriend. I know you probably can't come to Rocky's party in Vegas, but you could start manifesting now. You've got a couple months. Now, I I know astral projection works because I've done it, but I don't know about teleportation. I'm still working on that one. I can do telepathy with people that are also open. Um, so why not? Maybe teleportation can work. It's gonna be my next thing. One to beam up. Boop boop. Yep, I'm such a nerd. Like uber nerd. I've always been a nerd, and I used to look like a nerd when I was a kid. Now I at least look a little less nerdy most times, but I am through and through mega nerd. Yeah, beam me to Vegas. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I have like zero. No, I won't say that. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be in Vegas. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm definitely going to movement again. Now tell me that you're gonna come to movement, or maybe even like people who are really judgy about Burning Man, but I've never been, and I've got to go to at least one Burning Man. So I have that on my list for 2023 too. Um, all right, now I'm just yapping. So I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to respond, but then I'm probably gonna jump off. I gotta go get some water. I'm very parched, and do some of my own bedtime meditation rituals. Bali, amazing. Oh my gosh. So, oh, I have a friend that's leading a spiritual trip to Bali in January. I'm sure you've already got your whole trip booked out, but if you don't, oh my gosh, that's going to be amazing. All right, well, there's beautiful energy in Bali. The people are so kind, they're definitely a part of the experience. And I love that for you. So enjoy that and soak up all the sun. Oh my gosh, it has been already so cold here. Um, all right, so I just decided I need to do an evening meditation anyway. Why don't I just close it out here by doing an evening meditation? So I'm going to stop talking. We're going to do a breathing exercise. So I want you all to just really picture yourself asleep. Like, picture what you might look like sleeping. Send love to your sleeping body. Picture your floating current body looking over your sleeping body and sending it love. Blanketing it with a warm, cozy blanket of love. Take a very deep breath in. Pause at the top for 2 seconds. And an audible sigh out. 3 is the magic number, so we're going to do that one more time. Deep breath in. Pause at the top, your breath's up here. And a breathe out. Ah. Deep breath in from the base of your spine all the way up to your crown chakra. Raise your hands for this one. Hold it as long as you can. And now when you breathe out, bring those hands down with a whoosh. Ah. Now big breath in, and as you breathe in, picture the gaining of distance between your shoulders and your ears. And as you breathe in now, expand your rib cage out towards the outside of your body so that your chest cavity makes a big, big heart shape. Picturing the word love. Two more times. Final time. And now I want you to imagine you're walking in a dark, dark tunnel of stars. It's the night sky. At the end of the tunnel, there's a bright light. It's just a pinpoint now. As you breathe and walk slowly down this tunnel of stars, admiring the beauty, that dot of light gets bigger and bigger. And as you walk through this tunnel, ever so subtly notice any sensations that come to your body. And bring calm to those parts of your body that may spark a sensation. Not judging, just noticing, sending calm. And asking, saying, permitting, it's okay to release. It is okay to release. As you keep walking, you hear your footsteps, as if this is like a glass tunnel, and you can simply see the stars on the outside. And that light at the end is getting brighter. You're starting to feel and see the beams. It's tomorrow's full moon, and you're walking right into it, willingly and openly, accepting of all of its lessons and wisdom. Releasing. It's okay to release anything that's just under the skin, looking to be released. Please go. Go now. Be free of my cells. Be free of my energy. Thank you. Still hearing those footsteps as you keep walking. You can start to feel the light a little bit on your head. It feels warmth. It feels vibrant, electric. And now you're going to stop walking. You're going to turn to the side and feel that light, that electricity and warmth on your side. Now you're going to turn to your other side. Feel the warmth, the electricity. And now you're going to turn to your back, to the light. Feel that warmth, that electricity. May this full moon go into my body, into my cells, into my auric fields, and help me grow, shed, and change for my highest good. Really imagine that beautiful, warm electricity pulsing through your body. I can really feel it in my hands, usually first, and then it kind of spreads up the back of my arms, goes across my chest, and then it kind of moves to my solar plexus and down into my root chakra, and eventually gets to my feet. So hopefully you're feeling this beautiful electricity.
I'm one of the non-mainstream people when it comes to that, right?
We didn't have sex.
Oh, yeah.
That's good too. I respect that.
I'm not sure why or how, but I can hear people talking.
Any thought of that, to be honest?
That's not me.
And that was a good example of how it should be, right? And that's a much better memory.
I'm just going to make sure that Clubhouse didn't start on its own, which it totally did. That is so weird. Okay, I might be being called to be in another place right now. Usually when an app on my phone opens on its own, while I'm in deep meditation, I can bring something to that conversation. So I'm going to wrap this by saying, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. Thank you for joining. I'll see you all hopefully later this week or next week. Much love. Oh, I'm so glad you were here. Did you just come in and I missed you? That happened last time. You tell me when is a good time for you, Rainbow Trance. I've also wanted to know what your social media handles are. If you tell me what a good time for you is, I will stream at that time specifically because I've missed you twice in a row. Just DM me. Much love.